Alright, welcome to part 2 of the Epic Pro Wrestling War review of the December 11th show, of December 10th show, 2011. We're getting on to the next match. This is a special challenge match. It was a singles contest between Eric Cross, formerly known as Doom, wrestling against Jarek Matthews. There was not a lot of lead up to this match. Eric Cross, I've actually never even seen him wrestle as Doom. Eric Cross actually fits his look to me. Eric Cross looked like he was very prepared for this match. He was very aggressive. He worked on the left arm of Jarek Matthews, basically doing whatever he can to take out the left arm, which created a huge handicap for Jarek Matthews. And Jarek Matthews, he's been wrestling for about 16 years. He's a huge SoCal Pro wrestling veteran. The problem with this match was the crowd really wasn't that interested in it. There wasn't a lot of enthusiasm. The crowd was, sort of just like sitting on their hands. Really, there wasn't a lot of cheering or like any pops. Let's see. The finish was Eric Cross gives Jarek Matthews a cutter from the top rope. Matthews kicks out of the cutter, and then he retaliates by giving Cross a enziguri followed by a running wizard. Eric Cross kicked out of that. Eric Cross took the opportunity and he picked up Jarek Matthews and picked him up for a fireman's carry to a cutter. And surprisingly, Jarek Matthews kicked out of that. And out of lots of aggression, Eric Cross decided to work on the left arm again and put Jarek Matthews in an armbar, forcing him to tap out. This match wasn't that great, so I'm going to give it a 3 1/4 stars out of 5. Next match was SoCal Pro Tag Team Championship match. This was sanctioned by the National Wrestling Alliance. Now, this match was the only match that was not under lax ruling. SoCal Pro and National Wrestling Alliance are very strict on the original pro wrestling rules, and they still want to do the match, but they were not going to have the lax ruling. So they cleared it with Gary Yap and the general managers Raya and Sarah Yap, and they were fine with it because National Wrestling Alliance has been around for a while. They just try to keep it as simple as possible and fair as possible. It was between Crazy Carumba, which is the team of SoCal Crazy and Kid Carumba, versus Damage Control, which is the team of Duke and Destro Von Doom. This match was too fast for me. They really didn't do much of anything. It was no interaction with the crowd. Most of the match was just a lot of heat being given to Crazy Carumba. Kid Carumba took most of the heat, and the SoCal Crazy took half of it. If you don't know what heat means, that's when the bad guys beat up the good guys. This match really wasn't that great. It was really boring. It's just 15 minutes of Damage Control beating up Crazy Carumba. I think that if this match would have been under lax ruling and not sanctioned by the National Wrestling Alliance, then it would have been more interesting, and then Crazy Carumba would have had more of a better fighting chance. Anyway, the ending was Damage Control pins SoCal Crazy after a double choke slam. I give this 1 out of 5 stars. The next match was for the Wild World Championship. It was between Wild North American Champion Tara Calloway versus Wild World Champion Winter. If you pay attention to Gary, Epic War like I do, you know that, Travis Leland is the owner of Wild, and Gary Yap does not really support Wild that much. He really doesn't think that they really have the entertainment value that any other promotion does, and he really doesn't support them. He likes most of the wrestlers, the women wrestlers, but he thinks most of the women division isn't really that exciting and really doesn't serve a purpose to a pro wrestling card, which I think is just ridiculous. One thing that is very true that he said during the commentary for this match, he said that Tara Calloway, who is a local wrestler here in Las Vegas, is far too inexperienced to be in this kind of a match. And honestly, I agree with that. I've seen Tara Calloway, and she's not the best worker around. She's really not the best, the best, the most aggressive wrestler around. I think there's like she has no enthusiasm. She's really not that cut out to be a pro wrestler. But I've seen some of her matches locally. She wrestled with Allison Danger. Allison Danger, who is a great wrestler. Tara Calloway is being put in all these matches with all these really experienced wrestlers, and time after time again, she just keeps on getting beat. But somehow she's the Wild North American champion, which I really don't get. This match really was basically Winter took advantage of the lax ruling and used a chair near the end of the match, hitting Tara Calloway about 3 times to the back with the chair, and made Tara Calloway tap out with a camel clutch with a chair supporting Tara Calloway's back. What else was I going to say about this? That's all I have to really say about that match. I guess, Travis Leland said that this was going to be Wild's biggest match since their inception, which is their beginning, since they ever started. And to put Tara Calloway, a huge rookie, in the ring with Winter, a former TNA Knockout champion, former TNA Knockout World Tag Team champion, former OVW Women's champion, is just really ridiculous. I think a better opponent for Winter would have been someone like Buggy Nova or Candice LeRae. Anyway, I give this match 2 out of 5 stars. How are we looking, Selena, on the time? Alright, that is the high sign. Please keep watching the review in part 3.